What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin XCN today. It is the 12th day of December. We're down about 9.3% on the day, sitting here at 0.00547 with 9 hours and 13 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. We had a nice pump yesterday, and I didn't realize it because I was talking about OnyxCoin while this announcement happened. But OnyxCoin and Syrup are both now available to trade on Robinhood. And if you guys have been following my account for any amount of time at all, or maybe not any amount of time, but for the past year, if not the past 3 years, you know, and specifically over the past year, that Syrup and XCN are the two DeFi protocols that I have talked about the most. I don't talk about Syrup too often. It's been boring. I talk about XCN all the time, even though it's been boring because it's my second biggest bag. There was a time where we were actually considering selling all of our XCN for Syrup. Back when Syrup was like less than half the market cap of XCN, we were genuinely considering that. I can't remember when that was, but that was sometime in April, I want to say. Before the conversion happened from Maple to Syrup. I like XCN more than Syrup. XCN's my second biggest bag right now, but there was a time when we genuinely considered selling all of our XCN for Syrup, not because we think Syrup's a better project, but because it was at such a low valuation. We didn't do that, of course. I did have some Syrup at one point, but I don't have any Syrup now. I do have a lot of XCN now, if that tells you where my head's at. This is an OnyxCoin video, not a Syrup video, but just mainly what I'm trying to address here, and I'm getting hung up on Syrup because we don't talk about it too often, so I'm just reminiscing here, is that XCN got listed on Robinhood, which is a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal, you guys. Robinhood is very selective with their cryptos. You guys notice that there's not just like an abundance of cryptocurrencies. They're not like Coinbase or KuCoin or Binance. They don't just take any random coins. They do their research. They take their time. They make sure that these are projects that are here to last. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I invested in Compound, which is another DeFi project. But as far as DeFi projects go on Robinhood, I think it's just Compound, Syrup, and XCN. You know, Cardano can be DeFi, quote unquote. XRP's DeFi, quote unquote, but they're not, right? Syrup's not even DeFi. XCN's not even DeFi. There's always going to be a centralized aspect to decentralized finance. I shouldn't say always, but for right now, for this transition where we're going from traditional markets to decentralized markets, it's not just going to go traditional straight to DeFi. There's going to be traditional centralized points of authority. We shift into semi-decentralized with points of authority, centralized authority guiding this decentralization, and then it'll be mainly decentralized with a little bit of centralization, and then completely decentralized, no centralization at all. We're not even at the point. We're starting to open up the door for where we are opening up the decentralized world with the proper guidance of centralization. You don't have to like that, but that's how it's going to be. You're not just going to flop from one way of doing things to the complete opposite overnight. It's going to be a transition. It's going to be. Anyways, very big news. Very big news here. Very big deal, right? More exposure for OnyxCoin on one of the biggest exchanges in the world, Robinhood. One of the biggest stock exchanges, one of the biggest crypto exchanges. And again, there's not that many cryptos on Robinhood. So there's going to be a lot of people who use Robinhood who are like, what are these new cryptos? What is this? Oh, it's DeFi? I'm going to look into DeFi. Oh, wow, these are actually pretty damn interesting. There's a lot going on here. I can stake XCN and receive 29% of what I'm holding? What? If you're new to XCN, you should really stake your Onyx coins. 1 million tokens. If you stake 1 million tokens, I don't know the math exactly, but if you stake 1 million tokens, what would 1 million tokens be from here? That'd probably be what, like $5,400? Is that right? $5,400? Or would it be? It would have to be. There's no way it'd be 50,000. Yeah, 1 million would be about $5,500. Okay, 1 million tokens staked, $5,500, gives you about, I think, 700 or 800. I think it gives you about 800 tokens a day. So if this coin were to ever go where I think it's going to go, which is $1 or more, you're basically making 800 tokens a day, staking 1 million tokens. You could be making $800 a day with a quote-unquote $5,500 investment. And $5,500 is not a small amount of money, but you can scale that down or scale that up to whatever amount of funds that you have there. You know, instead of making $800 a day with your staking rewards, assuming that this price does go to $1 at some point in its history, You know, maybe you've got a tenth of that. Maybe you only put $550 in. Well, then you're making $70 a day in staking rewards. It's still good money. You know what I mean? It's still, if 500 is all you can afford, $70 a day is definitely good money. Anyways, 9 hours, 8 minutes left in the day. Let's get to work. Let's stop talking so much. Let's do some analysis here. I love it. I love all the trolls and all the haters because they were all so quiet. They've all been so quiet. And a lot of you guys actually said that in the comment section. But what I noticed was when they were loud was specifically right here. I'm not looking, I haven't looked right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were more trolls talking over the past 4 hours. That's where all the smack talk probably came in. Or over here specifically, this is when the smack talk came in. But there were no trolls talking about it up here. There were no, it's just kind of funny how it is. And it's funny how OnyxCoin keeps proving itself. It's got nothing going for it. It's a scam. That's all they say, but they don't have any, there's no sustenance. When these trolls, when these haters are trying to throw you off your path on as an investor in OnyxCoin, I don't know why they're trying to throw you off. Maybe they got burned. Maybe they just don't like me, but probably they got burned and from their own poor decisions. They don't know how to handle it, so they're taking it out on the YouTube comment section. Don't let them shake you. Don't let them shake you because all they have is it's a scam. It's got nothing going for it. And then all OnyxCoin has is everything going for it. Evidence, proof. It's not just listings. This is cool, but it's kind of like a fart in the wind. It might be cooler to some people. The real cool thing is that Onyx is developing things consistently. They always promote their developments, talk about what they're doing regularly, weekly, and they're very engaged with their community if you want to be. You know what I mean? Like they're consistently doing work in the background. It's just funny how these trolls, they say that OnyxCoin has nothing going for it, but it stops there. They don't give any examples. They don't give any actual objective facts as to what they mean by that, right? Where we could easily identify several things that Onyx, the protocol, has been working on just this month, let alone the past 6 months, as far as developing this project and making it more valuable. Fundamentally speaking, you guys, OnyxCoin now is more valuable. There's more going for it now than there was up here. Its price has dropped a lot, but its fundamental value it's higher. It's higher. So in no time at all, and I don't doubt it at all, that we will see prices above this high. I want to look at the 1 hour time frame and then zoom out from there. The RSI, it looks nice. It's choppy. But you're getting overbought and you're not getting oversold. We're at the 40, an area that you typically do find support, so I do expect you'll move up from here. If we're looking at this from a low to a high, you just went below your... Why is it that it keeps doing this? You guys notice that? Look at this low to high here. We went just below the golden ratio, right above the 786. That's where we found support. We're doing the same thing here. And it did that before, too, on other moves. It's kind of weird. It's so weird, actually. Is it respecting... Let me see. Hold on. I have an idea. Let me just see. Where are we at? 75. 75. And quarters. Is it respecting quadrants? Not fibs, but quadrants? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Something about the 75% retracement, though. Anyways, which is not a fib. Here we are. It's just interesting. It's not interesting because of where it is. It's interesting because it keeps happening. That's why it's interesting. Patterns, right? Stochastics are oversold, but they've reset. RSI is at a perfect place to bounce, and the MACD is at a perfect place to bounce. I think we're moving up from here, you guys. The day is down 9% right now. We got 9 hours left in the day. We're going to be moving up by the end of the day, you guys. I bet this day leaves behind a pretty big wick behind it, and we've got some bullish prospects ahead of us, either over the coming days or sometime by the end of next week. When I say bullish prospects ahead, I mean within the next week, guys. I think we are going to be closing above 0.007 again, and probably on our way to 1 cent and beyond. Soon enough, it's happening. 4 hour time frame here. The MACD, it actually looks really good. For once, we didn't just get above the zero and then came back down, got above it, found support, and then we still came back down. We actually got above it, we found support at the zero, and now we're building. The oscillators are coming back to touch. This is typically where you'd expect to bounce, so this is good. You could even get a false cross, but You know, maybe we consolidate over the weekend, whatever, but I'm assuming that we are going to continue moving up. And with this, honestly, the way that it looks, I would think we move up over the weekend. Might even have some green days on the weekend. The 4-hour stochastics tell a different story. They actually are bearish here. The RSI and the MACD are bullish. So I'm going to run with that. I'm going to run with the bullish note, not the bearish note. The stochastics coming out of the oversold zone is bullish. I just don't like that you rejected the 50 and you've come down. However, you have rejected the 50. You have come down. You've kind of reset yourself. So maybe this 4-hour candle, maybe the next 4-hour candle closes red, whatever. But soon enough, we should be moving higher. Maybe this candle closes red. Maybe the next one closes red. But soon enough, we should be moving higher. We can afford to go down on the RSI. We can even afford to go down on the MACD a little bit. But I do think we're going to move higher soon enough. I mean, looking at the 1-hour time frame, I'm bullish right now. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, maybe we could be stagnant for a day or so and then start moving up. But we could move up right now too. We're at perfect areas to move up on the MACD, on the RSI. Not so much the stochastics, but that's okay. Daily time frame here, the RSI is getting more productive, right? We're seeing some of the strongest readings that we've seen really since September. We're not getting overbought, and clearly this RSI is completely bearish. It's overall very, very bearish. Where we are right now is actually a point of resistance that we've consistently found over the months, is right here at the 60 level. So what we want to do now is, if we go lower, we want to find support at the 40. Maintain this higher low kind of trajectory if we go lower, right? The only way that the RSI is going to go lower is if we get consistent red days closing in a row. And that could happen. We could go lower. But we are also right at the 50, which is a perfect area to bounce. We can go higher. This higher low, higher high makes me think that we go lower. And the 4-hour time frame, it's more bullish than it is bearish, but those stochastics agree with going lower. I don't know. It's kind of interesting that the stochastics are right at a point to reject too, and the MACD is coming up, but it is bearish overall. You're getting very close to a point to reject as well at the 0. And the thing is, yeah, like here, you started moving down on this day, but your oscillators didn't get up to the 0 until this day here. You'd already started moving down, so the MACD is kind of lagging. Like we could move down a little bit, and these oscillators still are coming up to this area. Is all I'm trying to say. I don't know. We're kind of in limbo. I wouldn't say it's a critical moment. It could really go either way. I'm pretty 50-50 right now. I am leaning toward the bullish effect. I do think that we're going to move up from here. But if I'm wrong, we move lower, we get a higher low, that's fine. If we move lower and we get a lower low, that's fine. It could be a fake out, whatever comes our way. I would expect any downside that comes our way to be very short-lived and very insignificant compared to the upside that's about to happen. Remember, my friends. Nope, not XCN USD, XCN BTC. Remember, the 12th of December. We've got bullish divergence on the weekly RSI, bullish divergence on the weekly MACD, bullish divergence on the weekly stochastics, on all 3 indicators. Right? We're at the prior areas of resistance. We're at the golden ratio zone itself from a low to a high. It's the perfect area to find support. Can we go lower? Could we see even lower lows in these? Sure. Can we go lower here? Can we see even lower lows in these? Sure. We're sitting on a stack of dynamite, and we're about to launch through the roof. It's going to happen soon enough. So if this happens, if you're worried about, oh, but what if it goes lower? Well, that, even in the most extreme case, is nothing compared to the minimum retracement that we're going to see out of the zone. Same thing here. I've got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Onyx, keep doing what you're doing. Good job. Getting listed on Robinhood is not your average exchange, you guys. It's not like getting listed on MEXC. It's not like getting, and normally, and to me, listings really are like a fart in the wind, but with Robinhood specifically, like, I got excited when Zora got listed on Robinhood, right? Like, that was actually very exciting. Anything that gets listed on Robinhood, that's pretty exciting because they are more selective. They're more selective. Robinhood, you have to have good tech. You have to be a reliable company. You have to be not a scam at all. And also, they got to like the community. I think that there is community drive there, too. And there's a big community in the OnyxCoin community. It's not a community full of YouTubers. It's not a community full of your Ivan on Tex or your Carl from the Moon or your Cryptos or your Da Vinci Jeremys or your CZ Binances. It's not the community of people who are paid to talk about the coins that they talk about, right? And those guys, they'll talk about coins that they're not paid to talk about too, but typically they only talk about coins they're paid to talk about or projects they're affiliated with that they're getting something out of, right? this is a project that's community is built off of people who are just your average crypto investors, who are in the background, who are not public figures, public faces, and stuff like that, right? And I think Robinhood recognizes that. They're pretty good at recognizing those trends, and maybe people don't like that. Maybe there's some people on X or on YouTube that don't like that for some reason that offends them. I don't know, but there is a big community in OnyxCoin. There's a bigger community in OnyxCoin for whatever reason than there actually is with a lot of DeFi protocols, from what I've been able to tell. And community matters, man. It really does matter. But what matters most is the fundamental things that Onyx is doing, and they're doing it daily, baby. Good job getting listed on Robinhood. I got nothing else to say. I'm just buttering the bread here. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.